Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this week's show, Sports and Shit. This sports show here on YouTube where we talk about sports and shit. Thank you very much for tuning in, and if you are new to the channel, remember, like, comment, subscribe, and share what we are trying to do here at Sports and Shit, which is do some good. Raise some money for charity, which brings me to announce our charity for the month of May, which is going to be the American Cancer Society. The link to that is going to be right down in the comment section below. It's going to take you straight to their website, and you can go donate however much you please. Now, with that being said, let's get into this week's show. In news in the NFL, the Packers extended Jordan Love on a one-year deal. It's basically a, hey, prove it deal. So we'll see how that worked out for the Packers. Also, Antonio Brown, can you believe that? He's in the fucking news again. He was accused of not paying his arena football team coaches and players. Didn't pay him. As a result, they quit. Also, I guess AB locked them out of their hotel rooms because he just never gave them the fucking key. And you know what? Fuck AB. AB, why are you just such a fucking asshole? Why? Fuck that. In other news, Dexter Lawrence got a 4-year extension, $60 million guaranteed. Good for him. Also, Lamar Jackson got his extension. He got fucking paid $185 million guaranteed for the Ravens. God damn. Good shit for Lamar, and good to see that a deal was finally done. In news in the XFL, the Renegades beat the Roughnecks, which nobody saw coming, 26-11. They head to the championship, and my DC Defenders beat the Sea Dragons. We're going to the fucking championship, and you know what? I think we're gonna fucking win it. We're winning the whole fucking thing. Fuck the Renegades. They ain't got shit on us. Like, we're winning the whole fucking thing. Also in XFL news, a couple players have been invited to NFL mini camps, and some of those players were being defensive end Freedom Akeem Muladun. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but he is going to the Dolphins. Defensive lineman Kevin Atkins is going to the Falcons. Defensive back Luke Barku is going to the Browns. Defensive lineman CJ Brewer to the Bucks. Wide receiver Hakeem Butler to the Steelers. Quarterback Jack Cohn is going to be going to both minicamps for the Seahawks and the Jets. Safety Lucas Dennis is going to the Falcons. Quarterback Ben DiNucci to the Broncos. Defensive end Austin Faye-Lou to the Seahawks. Wide receiver Charles Rambo to the Eagles. And offensive tackle Eric Megwood to the Bills. So, good to see that for the players, and best of luck to them in training camp. In the USFL, in their games over the weekend, the Breakers beat the Stallions 45-31. The Gamblers beat the Showboats 30-26. The Maulers beat the Stars 21-13, and the Generals beat the Panthers 28-13. So, good couple games there over the weekend. In news for baseball, not really too much going on other than the games and stuff and yada yada yada. My Blue Jays just really can't stay consistent in their series and stuff. Like, they go and win these games, and then they just start losing games again. And I'm just not... I just want them to be consistent, for fuck's sake. That's all. Also, look at this. Wander Franco. You see that? You see that right there? Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. That was pretty fucking cool, wasn't it? Well, people are pissed off about it. And, you know, to the people that are pissed off about it, really, all I have to say is this. Shut the fuck up. Just shut up. God, you guys are fucking lame. Don't be lame. That is entertaining. That is how sports should be. Don't be a bunch of fucking losers. So, that's all I have to say about that. And now, to cap off the rest of the sports news for the week, Max. Max, take it away, bud.
Sup, everybody? I figured I'd just jump right into the news because I have a lot to say today, especially after... So, Nikola Jokic was called the worst MVP in NBA history after dropping 30, 20, and 10 immediately after he got the award. What is the current MVP, Joel Embiid, done? Dropped 15 in a blowout loss. Now, I'm not saying he's the worst MVP ever, not by a long shot, but he certainly didn't perform on an MVP level. Starting off the score recap, we're going to talk about the Boston Celtics versus the Philadelphia 76ers. In Game 1, the Boston Celtics ended up losing 119-115. Top scorer of the night was James Harden, dropping 45 and 6 for 56.7% in the field. Top performer of the night was Jaylen Brown, shooting 25, 3, and 4. He shot 52.9% out of the field, so pretty decent stuff. Next up, we got the Lakers series versus the Golden State Warriors. The Lakers won 117-112. The top performance was Anthony Davis with a double-double of 30, 23, and 5 with 4 blocks, shooting 57.9% from the field. This is a game where the Warriors just got absolutely dominated in the paint and in the rebound game. The Lakers, I think, they only made like 5 or 6 threes. Meanwhile, the Warriors had multiple players with that number of threes, and they still ended up losing. So good stuff from the Lakers. Next up, we got the New York Knicks versus the Miami Heat. In Game 1, the Miami Heat won 111-108, but this did come with a cost as Jimmy Butler ended up injuring his ankle, and he was out for Game 2, where the New York Knicks won 111-105 behind a 35-2 game from Jalen Brunson, shooting 52.6% from the field. I'm not sure exactly when Jimmy Butler is coming back, but for the Miami Heat's sake, let's just hope he comes back soon. Denver Nuggets lead the Phoenix Suns 2-0 in their series. The Denver Nuggets won Game 1 125-107, and the next game 97-87. Game 2, Nikola Jokic had dropped 39, 16, and 5. He's a double-double machine. That man, that's all he knows. And to cap off this week's NBA news, Dillon Brooks was recently informed by the Memphis Grizzlies he's not coming back. I just find this kind of ironic with the amount of trash talking he did to LeBron James. Like, he isn't the first or second, depending on who you ask, player of all time. This week's top stories for the NHL, the Boston Bruins up 3-1 versus the wild card Panthers, who barely slipped into the playoffs. They had the best record in NHL history, the most goals scored in NHL history, probably one of the best defenses in NHL history. So what happened? The Boston Massacre. The Florida Panthers made one of the gutsiest comebacks in NHL history versus one of the best teams. Mad respect to them, and as always, fuck you, Boston. In one of the next top stories, the Toronto Maple Leafs, they did a thing! They actually won a playoff series versus the Tampa Bay Lightning too, one of the top perennial playoff contenders of the past couple years. They won 4-2, so they'll be moving on and facing Florida. And to cap off the rest of this week's playoff action, the Canes edged the Islanders 4-2. The New Jersey Devils passed the Rangers 4-3 in a Game 7. The Colorado Avalanche lost to Seattle 4-3. So in Seattle's first ever playoff berth, they win their first playoff game. Nice stuff. Next up, we have Dallas beating the Minnesota Wild 4-2. The Las Vegas Golden Knights squash Winnipeg 4-1. And the Edmonton Oilers win their series versus the Kings 4-2. In the next round of NHL action, we're going to see Seattle versus Dallas. We have Las Vegas versus Edmonton, Florida versus Toronto, and Carolina versus New Jersey. This Saturday, Backlash is coming to Puerto Rico with it's an interesting card. I think the crowd will make a lot of these matches better. Starting off, we got Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes. This might be the main event, or that might be the next match, which is Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest in a San Juan street fight. I'm not exactly sure what a San Juan street fight is, but I think that match should be probably one of the best on the card, basing that off of Bad Bunny's past performances. In tag team action, we got Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn versus the Usos and Solo Sikoa. This will be it's a fairly interesting match. I'm excited to see where it goes. We also have Bianca Belair versus Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega, and the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship matches, respectively. Also capping off, we have Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, and Bronson Reed in a U.S. title match, and Seth Rollins versus Omos. Homo sapiens, rise up. Alright guys, make sure to check the comments below. The charity for the month of May is the American Cancer Society. Make sure to check them out. They do some pretty great work. As always, enjoy your days. That was Sports and Shit.
Hello, everybody. It's us again. So, the draft happened. We're just going to quickly talk about it. He's going to give his opinions on the Bills, maybe give it a draft grade. I'm going to do the same thing. So, let's get into it. Max, what'd you think?
Honestly, I would rate this draft an A, because if you're basing the draft on, okay, did this team get any better than they were prior to the draft? And the answer is yes. Because we got a player in Dalton Kincaid who has the true potential to be elite. He has surprising speed, he gets good separation, he's got great hands, and we also brought in Osiris Torrance from Florida. And that man gave up 0 sacks and like 1,000 pass blocking snaps. So this team has definitely improved a lot.
That's how you feel? That's your take on it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why either of those players wouldn't be at least quality starters.
Oh, no, for sure. Well, here's what I got. At first, on the first day when they traded up for Dalton Kincaid, I wasn't the biggest fan of it at first, but then I sat down and I thought about it for a minute. I was like, it all depends on what they do on day 2. So we'll have to wait and see. And luckily, the board fell into the favor. DeJuan Jones and Osiris Torrance were there, and I was like, either of those two, and that's who I wanted. And then they got Torrance, and that made the first round pick really, really good because they can both go on the line. And not only that, there's so many things you can do. But the big concern I have for Kincaid is, will they use him?
I think so.
I just hope Ken Dorsey doesn't be a fucktwad like he was at the end of the year last year. But anyway, other than that, I give the Bills A- draft grade. And they did get a lot better, and I'm just really looking forward to this year now. And that concludes this week's show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in if you did. And remember, like, comment, subscribe, and share what we're trying to do here. And of course, go donate to the American Cancer Society, like I said. The link is down in the comment section. Go below. Take you to the website. Go donate however much you please. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.